Finally. It is good to be home.
Yeah. One sec, babe. Just taking off my shoes.
Why do they have to make these heels so freaking tight? Ugh. I really should have broken these in earlier. It's like they designed them to shrink once you put them on your feet. Come on. Get off. Ugh. I'm okay. Just lost my balance. Don't think I bruised anything. Except for maybe my ego. Think you can maybe lend me a hand? I managed to get one of them off, but I think I twisted the clasps on the other one and somehow made it even tighter. Thank you. You're the best. Let these dogs breathe. Finally free from being squished all day. I may need to bug you for a foot rub later. Those work functions, they're nice and all, but sometimes they can be a little much. Too many faces, too much noise, never enough food. Good food, that is. Who's even gonna eat limp, soggy spring rolls? And they had a whole 2 platters of them. It's like someone took them out of the freezer and let them thaw in those trays. So gross. Anyways, overall, the function wasn't that bad. But whoever was in charge of the food selection needs to rethink their life choices. I really missed you today. I spent the whole day just counting down the minutes until I got to come home. You know the feeling when you get home and everything just slows down? Like all day, it's just go, 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 people, noise, conventions, all that stuff. But here, it's quiet. It's ours. And honestly, I can't wait to throw on my comfiest clothes and just curl up in bed with you. In fact, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's pajama time. You ready to be absolutely suffocated by my cuddles? Remember when we first started dating, how wild I was? I used to be way more of an extrovert before we got together. These functions used to be the highlight of my week. Now all I want to do is stay home with you. You've definitely turned me into a homebody. Back then, I was so caught up in the whole FOMO thing. Always worried about missing out on parties, crazy nights, events. None of that really stands out or even appeals to me anymore. Don't get me wrong, I love our date nights and hanging out with friends. But honestly, I'd pick a cozy night in with you or hosting at our place over going out any day. It's like I was always chasing something, trying to fill some kind of empty space, keeping myself distracted from reality. But now that I have you, I don't feel like anything's missing anymore. Don't give me that look. Yeah, I tease you all the time, but I can be sentimental too, you know? Yeah, this is it. You feel it? Like everything's finally slowing down. Honestly, this is my favorite part of the day. Just us. Nothing else to worry about. Feels good. So, how was your day? I feel like I just went on a whole rant about mine. Now it's your turn. And don't even try to hit me with a fine. I want the real stuff. The good, the bad, and the in-between. I'm all ears. Yeah, I get that. Some days just feel heavy, like you're carrying too much. But hey, I'm really glad you told me. I mean it. It's not always easy to open up like that. even when someone's asking. And besides, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Really, you don't have to fix it or explain it or pretend it's not there. Especially with me. Sometimes all you have to do is sit with it. Feel it. Let it wash over you. And you don't have to do it alone either. I'm right here with you. Always. Okay, do me a favor. Close your eyes. No, seriously. Trust me. Just close them. Now, take a deep breath. Ready? In through your nose, slow and steady. Hold it for a moment, and then let it out through your mouth. Feel your shoulders drop a little? Try it again. Let's go even slower this time. Inhale. Hold it. And now exhale. Yeah, just like that. Sometimes just noticing those heavy feelings in my body helps me let them go. Does that make sense? Like when life feels overwhelming and you feel a weight on your chest, instead of fighting it, just acknowledge it. Sit with it for a second. Really tune into what the physical sensation feels like. I know, it sounds counterintuitive. But I find that it works for me. You can give it a try if you'd like. And if it feels too overwhelming, you can always just focus on me instead. It's nice to just be able to lay here in each other's arms. I've always loved the sound of rain. It always seems to calm me down and help me relax. Isn't it funny how rain can be so loud and yet so comforting at the same time? It's sort of like us humans. Loud, messy, sometimes chaotic. But there's a softness underneath all of it. Something soothing. Like the world is hitting reset. Do you think about that too, or is it just me? Could you imagine how ridiculous it would be if we always expected nature to have control, just like we expect ourselves to always have it together? Thinking it should always be sunny, as if a few storms here and there aren't just natural, beautiful parts of the whole picture. Sometimes, when I hear the rain, I imagine it's carrying stories with it. Tiny glimpses of the lives it's touched on its journey. Like, do you think the same rain cloud above us right now has made its way across the world? Maybe it rained on a picnic blanket where two people who never expected to fall in love shared their first laugh together. Or maybe it rained on the head of a little mouse, scurrying through the forest, rushing back to its warm, cozy nook beneath the roots of an old oak tree. Is that a wild thought? Do you ever wonder what someone else might have been doing under the same rain? Maybe they're doing the same thing we're doing. Sitting quietly and letting the rain wash away the noise in their head. Or maybe they're dancing in it. Barefoot, hair soaking wet, just letting go. Have you ever done that? Danced in the rain? I've always wanted to do that. It seems so fun and romantic. Would you want to do that with me one day? Obviously not right now. Too comfy. You would? Not even a hesitation. Think about how fun it would be. Us twirling around, laughing like we've never laughed before. A soaking wet, passionate kiss. What? A girl can dream, can't she? I think I'd just watch you for a moment, too. Seeing you being carefree in the rain with a big grin on your face. That kind of joy is contagious. And then I'd grab your hand and we would dance like no one's watching. I want to ask you something, but really think about it, okay? What do you think about when your mind wanders freely and you let yourself imagine an ideal future, no matter how far-fetched it might seem? I'm not talking about just daydreaming while stuck in traffic or wishing for the weekend, but what you really want. About the life that feels so good that it makes your heart race a little bit just thinking about it. For me, it's actually a lot more simple than I expected. I picture a simple life where we're together. We have a cozy home just for us. Well, maybe a few furry friends, but that's another discussion altogether. A safe space with plenty of room for all of our hobbies. We're surrounded by nature, sipping our morning coffee on the porch, watching the sunrise. And we're comfortable, happy. That's all I really want. I guess that's not so far-fetched, is it? Okay, your turn. I want to hear it, please. Close your eyes again for me. And let your imagination run wild. What do you see? What does it feel like? Tell me everything. That sounds perfect. You know something? You're allowed to want that. Everything you pictured, no matter how big or impossible it feels. You deserve that happiness. Every piece of it. And if you ever forget that, well, I'll remind you. That's what I'm here for. Let's make a promise that we won't stop chasing our dreams. No matter what happens tomorrow or next week or even years from now. All right? Pinky promise. Good. I'm holding you to that, you know. And if the world ever starts pulling you away from it, just come back to me. We'll figure it out together, like we always do. You're so cozy. I can feel myself melting away into you. This is my happy place. These quiet moments with you. No expectations, no pressures. I find it really grounding. Not to sound like a total cheeseball, but I'm the luckiest girl in the world to have you in my life. No, seriously. I mean it. You're way too hard on yourself sometimes. I didn't fall in love with you because of what you can do or how much you accomplish. I love you simply for being you. You don't have to be anything or do anything. Just existing is more than enough to make me happy. Come here. Thanks for letting me share this space with you. I mean, for letting me in. I know it's hard to be vulnerable sometimes, but it means more to me than you know. Helps me feel even closer to you. Want to do one last deep breath with me before we go to sleep? Okay, ready? In. Hold it. And out. I feel like I could fall asleep already. Good night, you. Sleep well. And don't forget, you're never alone. Not really. I'm just a thought away.